Welcome everyone to the final day of the group stages of the NA Open League Wingman Series 9. I'm Toby, joined by Hayes, and we have got Saint out back as well. Hopefully he'll join us if he doesn't fall dead before.
Yeah, doesn't die, yeah.
Everyone's getting a little under the weather these days in Sweden. It's been long broadcasting hours, but of course we're fighting our way through it and we're enjoying every single bit of it. And for you guys today, we've got 6 games of Erangel coming up. We've fought all the way through Senna, we've fought all the way through Miramar, and now 6 more games to determine which of these 32 teams, or which 16 of these 32 teams will make it to the finals.
Yes. I'm very intrigued because obviously we've seen a lot of interesting players coming out of the NA Open, and that was on Miramar where a lot of them died pretty early. So I'm hoping they've learned from they've learned their lesson, and they're coming in here and trying to stay alive a bit more because we need more action in the late game. I think
that is true. Let's take a look at the schedule, guys, so we can know exactly how things are looking coming into tonight. As I said, we've been through Senna, we've been through Miramar, now we're on Erangel. Final 6 games before 16 of these teams will make their way to the finals, in which they'll be playing all the maps again, but in a shorter span, so we don't have 6 games per map in the finals. Erangel, and it is, for those of you guys who should be unaware, it is Erangel 2.0.
Yes.
Which makes things extremely exciting.
Yeah.
And why is that, Hayes?
I mean, as we saw in the EU Open just earlier, there was quite a lot of interesting circles. We haven't seen it since, I don't know, for about a year and a half, 2 years.
Let me put it this way, guys. Everything you've learned about, water, circle 4, blah, 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 it doesn't exist there. It's a lot of fun. But this is a prize pool. $10,000 for first place. Of course, it's not first place after today's games. No. It will be first place after the grand finals, which will be held during the weekend. So these $10,000 do not go. I mean, they could go, but not today at least. What do go to them today is this prize pool here. So $1,500 for the first place coming into the finals, which means you even if you go out last place in the finals, you will actually secure money coming into it if you get first place here today.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's top 3, 1,500 for the first place, and then 750 and 250 for third. But point system though. There we go. We've seen this multiple times before. It's 10 points for a win, and obviously goes down 655 all the way down to 0 for 13th place. So kills are mega important in this.
If you can get 4 points in a game, odds are you end up in top 8, I want to say, out of all 32 teams.
Yeah, I said that right, yeah.
Which is pretty insane when you think about it. Like when you look over at squad tournaments, how they get more kills. I mean, obviously there's more firepower, but there's also more opponents looking towards you. So get yourself 4 points. Doesn't matter if it's skill points, if it's placement points, and you will most likely find yourself in top 8 in any given game. And then of course more than that is just amazing. But I think 3 to 4 points. If you can aim for that, then.
That should get you in top 16, right?
Easily. But
then,
unless if you're in last place right now, I probably need more than that. But overall, if you're sitting pretty well in the averages, like let's say between 10th and 20th place, then around 4 points per game should be pretty solid.
Yeah. I think if you want to get top 3, then you might
you need more than that.
A few more. Right? Yeah. But just to sort of secure yourself in that kind of mid pack of the top 16, I think that's 4 points is probably a good sort of estimate to aim for.
And just to go back real quick to just elaborate a little on what we talked about before with the whole circles and all that. For those of you guys who shouldn't know, normally in competitive PUBG, there is a setting in the rule set that we play under that when circle 4, phase 4, when that pops that circle from circle 3 to circle 4, it tries to exclude as much water as possible. We've talked about this for like a year and a half, so most of you guys, I assume, know it. The issue is, on the new Erangel, that setting, for whatever the reason may be, doesn't really apply.
Nope.
So the interesting circles will come. Believe me, they will. Be ready for it. So before that, let's look at the leaderboard.
Yes.
Let's look at the leaderboard. Just get a little refresher on who is sitting up there in the top coming into today. And it's cadets. And not just a little in the top. They are popping. They had good games on Senna, and they stomped on Miramar.
Yeah, it was super interesting on Miramar just to see them kind of like hold center, and then everyone just kind of just kind of fought out the edge, and then it was just like a sort of them just with 2 players alive and every sort of utility to their name. Their vests were fine, and they just came out and just kind of fragged and then won the game. Yeah, I mean they have a lot more placement points than they do kills as well, which is an interesting point compared to number 2.
Yeah,
which have a lot. It's like completely the opposite essentially.
It is exactly the opposite. I mean, Yase on Froy, they were also doing good on Miramar, but as the points correctly state here, they were popping off in terms of kills. So they could easily find themselves 6-7 kills in a game and not necessarily get more than 1, maybe 2 placement points off of it. So I think they would look for today. Well, I mean, probably just continue what they're doing and then just get late game, because I mean, I think it's much easier to get circles once you're good at fragging than it is to start being good at fragging just because you get circles.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, I totally agree with that. But again with the circles, I'm wondering, like, are we going to see some of these crazy like
we have to
ferry pier circles, or like actually on the pier, or we nearly had a bridge circle on EU Open as well.
I saw it. It was it ended on the lighthouse pretty much, like on the shoreline.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, it was like just to the west of like right on the bridge. It was so close.
Wait no longer, my friends. The first match of the day is here. Day number 3, game number 1. We got a total of 6 games coming your way, and this circle, oh my lord, is that a great one to start off the day.
Yeah, this plane path is going to be
plane path.
Yeah.
It's a great circle. Great circle.
Yeah, great. It hasn't popped yet. It's a great one.
It's gonna be great anyway. I can feel it. It's gonna be a great circle.
I mean, well, with the plane path and these competitive settings. Although I'm not actually.
It does apply, I think, to this. But we'll get.
I'm curious because obviously I'm not sure if it's the LAN ratio that affects the
I think it's the esports mode maybe.
You could be right. So I feel like
Nations isn't playing on esports mode.
No, it's not, and that was we had some pretty hectic circles with miles away from the plane path. But
we'll see it now. I mean, if there's any plane that could give us a circle that's going elsewhere, then it would be this one. There is a common saying that when you're playing competitive in esports mode, the circle has to somewhat touch the plane path. It could be in the very corner, but at least to some extent has to touch the plane path. So if this circle goes miles up north, then obviously it didn't touch the plane path. Then that theory is completely debunked, and it's just been coincidence all the other times. If it doesn't, then Roth, boink. Nope. Oh, he just has to get to the... Oh, no! Oh, wow. 2 cars even coming to run him over. That's unfortunate. Absol went down as well, and Circle does indeed touch that plane path. Pax and Roth find themselves kills early on, and unfortunately for one of the players there, will go down almost before he landed.
Unlucky. Yeah, it's super unlucky indeed, and just trying to pop off some shots to put some pressure on them to go away, but... Apart from that, the circle is west.
Mm-hmm.
It's it's centered on the western swamp. So we'll see how that comes into play later on.
All I can say is there's plenty of water.
Oh yeah, there's lots of water in this for sure. So
that always makes for fun circles when there's plenty of water and then we don't have to shift away from it. Now there are a lot of players out east, and I'm a little curious to see how they plan on making those rotations on over towards the circle, because you don't want to go through Chinky, and when it's duos, you kind of just have to expect that like all the highway rotations are completely packed with people already, right?
Yeah. I mean, you think so, right? So I feel like a lot of the eastern teams might try and go sort of around north and cross over the river to then cross back over towards the Georgia Pole bridges. Obviously, Georgia Pole right now is completely clear, so there's no sort of contesting on the bridges and stuff. So they should be pretty free to sort of rotate through then, coming from the north side, and possibly. I mean, you might see some players scout from Everest and stuff, and Hospital Hill, but I don't think it'll be that many teams. There'll be a few.
Yeah, I mean, looking at this, I'm thinking 2, maybe 3 teams pushing over the northern side. But then again, I mean, we'll have to wait and see. Maybe they're all figuring out that maybe Dark Dreams wants to go all the way over towards North Georgia. You never know.
Yeah, true. Yeah, I mean, from Nova, that could be
very interesting.
That's an absolute trek. But
have fun.
Yeah, be tough. But I'm intrigued about all the players that have. I say all the players. There's not that many players on military, but just because that playing path was so southern, maybe they thought like it's very likely going to be it has a higher chance of being a military circle than most playing paths. So sort of yeah, kind of going towards that that military island. But I feel like Snakers and Shinboy and D-Rich. Well, to be fair, we haven't seen them play Erangel yet, have we? So I don't actually know where they're going to drop, but I don't know.
I think, some of the, Yasnaya is unlooted. Rosok was kind of unlooted. George Bull, no one there. Severny, no one there. Stalpa, no one there. I think there are areas which some of these 7 or 6 teams that landed on the island to begin with would have gone to had it not been because of the plane path.
Yeah, I think you're right there. Yeah, it's definitely interesting. There's a few shots coming out from Roth though, just shooting some different players coming by. You've also got was it Icebound and Mitchy Boy? They're going to the north around towards the George Wall Bridges. So that's one team.
That's one team utilizing that.
Just doing that, which is smart. I like it. It's a smart rotation because no one's going to really be that side because the playing path was terrible for that side.
Yeah, exactly. It's that dodge. Chief is getting pulled out. Did they see him by the window? No, there's no way. Wait, as I say that, nope, he had no clue at all. And I gotta say, no, you gotta stop flushing, Chief. There's a guy coming for you. He actually did go for the flush. Now he's driving away.
He's No, that's his teammate, I think. Yeah.
Oh, wait, what?
That's his teammate right next to him. Yes.
Oh, okay. I got super confused there for a second. I thought it was an opponent. Lopes caught in the open. Little B able to get the flush. Knock should be coming in just a second. Chubba Bubba trying to get away. Should be able to do so, but Lopes unfortunately not able to escape.
Yeah, it's stopping out in the field there. It's not ideal. It's not advised either, and yeah, he kind of gets punished for it. So that is that. Chubba Bubba has to play the rest of the game on his own. Caden though, he hears the vehicle coming up towards Lumber Mill. This is miles outside the circle, by the way.
Second place team as well.
Yeah.
They're sitting in a really good spot right now. Oh my lord! Not even just a drive by. He actually had to jump out of the vehicle at the only place you really don't want to do that.
Yeah, it's absolute bait.
Thanks for looting.
Right. I'm wondering though, like, why was he stopping to get that vehicle when he had a?
It was prettier, man. It was camouflaged. What do you mean?
No, but the other vehicle.
Yeah, it was prettier.
No, but that was the vehicle he was using. And
the other one was prettier.
Even when you get into a vehicle, it switches the skin anyway, right? So
I'm trying to give you a reason here, Hayes, but it doesn't make any sense to me either.
All right.
Oh my lord, wow. Jason! What a double!
What did I just witness? What was that? He just jumped out.
Mime got mimed. I don't know if that's the thing to be done towards you. Mime got memed. Meme got mimed.
That's insane.
Jumping out of the window and gets him hip fire with the AK. No retaliation, no counterplay. Jason gets himself a double. And in all fairness, these games where you lose an opponent, lose a teammate early, because it will happen. Most teams will have games, even no matter how good they are, where things just don't go their way. If you can kind of scavenge and get at least just 1, 2, or 3 points. We talked about how 4 points is top 8 essentially, and top 3 is guaranteed to be on the left side of the leaderboard, like in the top half. If you can get just 2 points, you're so much better set than anyone else. So even if Jason does go down, the fact that it's not a 0-point game but a 2-point game now, that's really ridiculous.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, it's tough stuff when when your teammate goes out pretty early. But if you can, especially in duos, you can easily clutch up and get some more points for your for your team. So
yeah,
it's a lot more easier in duos than it is in squads, obviously. So. They shouldn't really doubt themselves. That's for sure. No. You still go out for those kills. You don't just sit there and prone. It's it's not gonna work out.
Oh, about northern rotations. Look at this roadblock coming in. This is working perfectly so far. VM is on the rope, but actually he gets himself a knock. Will he be able to get the flushing as well? Not just yet. 1 HP for VM, has a nade in hand. He really wants that flush. He's gonna go down, but that nade. Stays alive.
Lord, yeah, that's close. Does get the res as well. Iceman was pretty low on the knock too, but that was a complete pull up. That was
look at the amount of people rotating north around.
Yeah.
That was one team killed on the bridge. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 teams in total. We said maybe 3.
Yeah.
8 teams opted to go north around, and as you correctly said earlier, Hayes, it's because of the plane path.
Yep.
They knew there was not to be expected anyone up here, but when you have so many people, as we see here, say, oh, but there's going to be no one. Mm-hmm. Then half the server is essentially trying to make a move, maybe not over the north, but into the northern area.
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. Like, I think a lot of teams or a lot of players like to think that doing the smart play is the smart play. But sometimes in these kind of lobbies where there's there's players that know what they're doing. hello,
Hi,
Taro. But a lot of players know what they're doing and they'll do the same exact thing. So maybe doing the sort of the non-smart thing is the way.
That's why Hayes always does a dumb thing, guys.
Yeah, that's exactly it. Every time I do a dumb thing, it's because it's a smart thing.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
I see what it is.
200 IQ.
Circle, Pubs will somewhat center, somewhat north, excludes a lot of water. There's still a dream for like a quadruple northern hard shift, but I think this is a game where the players get to escape that water thread.
Yeah.
And who knows? Who knows where the game will end? I guess we won't, because the game doesn't even know yet.
Yeah, the game has no idea. Snake.
I think Snakers is having issues with his bike, or else he's just trolling.
Is he either trolling or he's crashed?
That would be the most unfortunate way to be AFK. I think he might actually have...
I think he's actually crashed.
There's no way.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely.
That's...
That was the funniest crash ever.
And it's Jason again.
Yeah.
Who gets solo kills.
A free kill there.
That's...
Oh my lord.
How does that even happen?
I don't know.
He was taking a turn.
Yeah.
And then he DCs, so he just starts going in circles.
Yeah, I think he was pressing W and obviously like
and A or
left.
D or yeah.
A and just kind of kept going as he crashed. Wow, that's tough, man.
Man, at least he has enough teammates still.
At least we're doing some donuts as he died.
Yeah, I was like, are you trolling or baiting or waiting for circles to pop or like wait for your teammate?
No, I mean, yeah, it's not too bad though because they are they are the leaders, so it's they have some sort of leeway in terms of the points, and they do still have one player in the game, Shimboy. So
okay, goodbye, Mitchie.
Yeah.
I really wanted to run across that road anyway, so that's fine. Fortunately, not able to get down Tyler. He's going to be able to escape.
Yeah, not too bad. He's going to get a decent spot. Well, I mean, it depends on where his teammate sequence goes. It looks like they're going to go for the Mount Everest, which I mean, there's no one on Mount Everest actually. That's what surprised me at the moment, is that there's no one on Mount Everest. So yeah, that's weird. Not gonna lie.
Yeah, they are pulling up to the foot of it, but it seems like they are looking towards the compounds on the southwestern side. Now D-Rich is found in Beaton and Mr. Original, and seems like he wants to start a fight. He doesn't have any nades, probably threw them already, and his team is right next to him, so they should have all the info they need in terms of where their opponents are.
Yeah, exactly. He knows where the nade's coming from, that's for sure. He knows he's at somewhere around that tree. He knows the smokes have popped, and he doesn't see them cross over to the left, so he still thinks they're still there. Although Badilol should be calling this out, that's for sure. There we go. The spray comes in, Original goes down, and Badilol is a bit low. Although he's still fighting, and he does go down. So 1v1. There we go. D-Rich gets it. Solid work from 303 there.
Yeah, it did work out in the end. They had the info that they needed, and did he just take the smoke back?
No, he took the smoke and primed it, and then dropped it on the floor because he switched guns.
Ah, okay. Yeah. I was gonna say that I would really like if he hadn't used that smoke because they aren't that far out in the open, and
I mean, to be fair, you never know when there's someone around.
Yeah, someone else. True. That is true. Elijah, they're finally making their way over from the military island. It's about time. Circle 3, it's about to pop. Well, I mean, they're not in a hurry, and if they want to play for the late game, then sure, go for it. As long as I want to say, as long as you're inside the circle by phase 4, then.
That's literally tagged him with that nade.
Oh, that's interesting. New circle's gonna pop. It's gonna go center straight on Gat. Can that come up for interesting game? Oh, Keck trying to get around the side. Has to disengage now. Unfortunately, Punisher gets punished by Maddie. And Keck just hasn't disengaged. Yeah, I mean, there's nothing to fight for in this area anyway.
Yeah, no, for sure. They're also the circle as well, so it's not the best spot to be in, really. Yeah, the circle shifting south to west, and you see Pax and Roth. They're kind of making a long rotate around towards the southwestern side as well. So I'd say that's a pretty smart rotate. There's a lot of, well, I say a lot of free space. There's not that much free space. But.
One thing that's really interesting is the fact that, oh my lord.
Oh, we got him. Shot, oh, wow.
One thing that's super interesting is the fact that there are so many players on the northern side now.
Yeah.
And the south is completely empty because everyone opted to go the other way. Yeah. Keck does go down. The third party, of course, comes in from the side. They know there's a knock inside the building, and I think Hannah and Kate, and if I know them right, they're going to make a push on towards it.
Oh yeah, 100%. Yeah, they know They know exactly what's up. They think they're in this building though for some reason. Little do they know, they're on the building just.
You could go
after.
downstairs in the hidden basement.
You can, yeah. Which one is it? The last one? Oh, okay. There's 3 buildings here now, isn't there? Right? Because they had one more.
I think it's the last one that has the basement.
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. So yeah, these are 2 small little ones in the last one. Oh no, actually.
Hayden, fourth party. Of course. Nice second secret, pushing forward. Oh, he was just about to shoot when he had the angle, but he ran out of ammo. That's unfortunate. Here comes the third part. Well, first party? I don't even know. Alex does manage to find the kill, and that was the team that they were initially pushing up towards. Mitchie now, from afar, they've run over the hill. 6th party, let's go. 7th party shooting back towards them.
What is this?
Everybody on the east and northeastern side is shooting at each other. Now Styles is coming to the circle. To Styles, you might want to go the other way because there's like 5 teams fighting up here.
Yeah, you might want to just. I mean, well, to be fair, you know, if he gets around this, then he can probably get into a decent spot on the south side. But
how does he get into the circle from here? Look where he is.
I mean, he just dodges around somehow. I don't know, but yeah, there's just lots of parties going on.
Yeah, true.
Just the whole party on the northern side, basically.
Secret gets flushed. Jake found Elijah. They were pushing around the side. Now, unfortunately, Kelsey goes down too, so that's going to be Cameo eliminated. 23rd place for them. And Jake and Owen managed to hold off strong.
Interestingly enough, those are the players that were coming from the military island as well, and I guess they just pulled up without any info onto the yellows, which is interesting.
Yeah,
you would think that they pull up towards the southern side and sort of try and either take a fight on the south forest, the south side of the hill, and maybe scout from there. But yeah, they just sent it and died. So
sometimes it doesn't work.
Yeah.
And that time was for them right there. Thomas, it's current 2nd place team, trying to make a rotation towards what he hopes will be the circle. But this one, Hans shifts north.
Oh,
that's
wow.
an interesting shift. We got half of Everest still in. Gatka is in as well. And then the fields, I mean, essentially from where Sheev is all the way over to the east corner, there's nothing to play around. Thomas goes down.
Yeah, it's yeah.
It's such a big field.
Yeah, essentially half of the circle is just field.
This is where if you're in Gatka right now, you take a car and you go out and destroy all the hay bales and you come back in the compound again.
I mean,
you have no cover!
I mean, to be fair, you can just... Well, yeah, I suppose you can't really shoot them, can you? You can't shoot
you
the hay
explode
bales.
them or drive through them. I think it's the only way to destroy them.
So, I mean, it's risky, but it's a play, and it can work out, because then later on in the game, if it does shift south, you have lots of angles on players that that would have cover. No,
yeah. And also, if you have to shift away from it, then you kind of removed all your own cover.
Yeah. I suppose that's also true. But then, I mean, you should keep your cars, right? If you're in Gatka, you should have cars.
True.
So they can use their cars for cover if they ever want to go out into the field.
Now, this western side, I mean, whether it's north or south doesn't matter. A lot of people will be coming in, and now Sequence up against Steerage gets the knock on towards him. Should be able to get the flush too. Average Joe eliminated. That's Jason out, just short of placement points, but he did manage to get 3 points or 4, I believe. So everything considered, pretty okay performance from them overall.
Yeah, that's not a bad game. Pretty solid.
Oh, shin boy!
Ah, what a cook that was.
Oh, that was perfect.
I mean, yeah, you can't complain about that one. To be honest with you, if you're shin boy, like it's like, all right, fair enough.
No way to counter it.
Cool.
I mean,
he's low. I mean, they pulled up to Gatka as well. No, so not them. It was Pax and Roth that pulled up to Gatka just on the south side. So he's had to push out and kind of give them that house, it seems. And now Atom's got the backside, the angle. He's going to throw a nade in there, but doesn't realize they've actually left the smoke. Meanwhile,
Batty couldn't handle the pressure any longer. Iceman from the Navy, I guess, finds the better angle towards him with the high ground advantage. Now, Thailand Sequence, they've been down here in the foot for, I guess, the foot of the mountain for a while. This position is good for them, but they're already taking calcium. Mitchie actually knocks one, but that is down there. It is down there. Tyler goes down now, but that's from another side. That's from further back. So essentially, they were trying to help them by taking out OGS, but now they're also taking them out. So it's just, once again, 3 rare battles where no one's really going to win in the end.
Yeah, I mean, apart from the people that do win.
I mean, but in this engagement, if everyone keeps tagging up everyone, then...
Then no one really comes out on top, really. It's just like a game of wasting meds and ammo. T-Sock pushing in. This is occupied. There is a player at the end there. If he comes in the pre-fight, Madonna's. Oh, this is gonna be a tough one for him. Check shooter. He knows how to play this one. He's an experienced player. I mean, I say that, but then Madonna's just takes it.
You gotta peek it, 2 guys together.
Yeah.
They know that too. Jack Shooter and his teammate. They have to double peek those corners. They didn't. They get punished. Well deserved.
Yeah.
Madonna's played it well.
Yeah, that's a solid pre-fire, solid defense there for sure. But now he's out of the circle.
Yeah.
Great. There's a lot of loot there though, so it's not too bad.
Greater will be happy with the shift.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, she's probably sitting and wondering how they can get rid of all this blue radiation.
Yeah, I mean, she's got a lot of trees around her, so she's not too bad, you know.
That is true.
I'm saying she, like it's a...
I mean, it is a person called Greta. If that's not a girl, then... I mean, I'm sorry, I don't mean to assume anyone's genders, but it's supposed to be a girl, right? I caught Hayes off in a... Hayes doesn't want to talk. Hayes doesn't want to comment on these
I'm not
things.
going to assume. All right?
Okay, fair enough.
This is like thin ice now.
What about Carmsy? Is that a girl's name or a guy's name?
I mean, it could be just like a karma kind of thing. Like, I don't know.
What about Jake?
Jake? I mean, I'd assume it's a male.
What?
Same
you
with
just
Owen.
assume?
I mean, all right. Let's get off this conversation.
Okay. We'll change subject. We'll change something. We are only just kidding. By the way, if you guys don't take us serious, ever. We're just
unless we're talking seriously.
Unless if we're saying something you're supposed to take serious. Yeah, exactly. Quite a few solos left alive. Chubba's trying to make his way from the Esma. Donuts and Kamsi both in vehicles pushing forward. And then we have Sequence. He should be going down any moment. Yes. Glory finds him. 3 kills so far from the OG Latinos. And here comes Kamsi.
Yeet.
Yeet! Flying forward. Greatest Fountain.
Wow.
Get Shanga is going to be the one to get the kill. And they prevail. I like the fact that Kamsi actually went for the compound. Maybe you could Google how to car to building. There's probably better ways to do it than what he did, and
he just kind of sent it and yeeted it across, up the thing.
Can you explain to the common viewer what yeeting is?
Honestly, I don't know the origin, so I'm not gonna lie. But
in what terminal, like, what would you use?
Wait, like it's when you throw something. So
you
I mean,
throw something.
Yeah, usually. I mean, you can throw yourself. That's what I mean. Like. Right there.
Like when you jump off of a, like there's jumping boards in the swimming pool, do you yeet into the water?
I mean, yeah, you can do.
Okay.
Yeah, I guess.
When you jump out of the plane, do you yeet into the parachute?
Yeah.
Okay. I don't know. I'm asking both on behalf of the viewers who are with me, and also because I don't know.
You can use smokes.
I finally learned yoink, and now I have to learn yeet as well. I mean, all these words
yoink.
It's like a completely different alphabet that different. Yeah, I don't even know, different language. Oh my! Wait, what? Wow. That's a solid door right there.
Yeah, that's a solid blade of grass, I think.
So yoinking is taking something. Yeeting is throwing something.
Yeah. Basically,
it makes no sense.
They're slightly opposites, but they sound the same, kind of.
I remember hearing Rachel Zelta during the PGC interview after the game winner, and she said something with yeet, and I just remember seeing I think it was a Korean team that this is him. Nope. I think it was one of the Korean teams that won. And I just remember seeing the eyes of the my lord, nice. Seeing the eyes of the the translator go like, what is yeeting in Korean? How do you yeet in Korean? I think I was a little confused about that one, but I'm glad I'm not the only one not really understanding what yeeting is.
Yeah, it's I don't know. It's an interesting phrase, but it's sort of like a.
No, it's all good. I don't mind it. I've come to terms with yoink and kappa, and I mean kappa is something I use myself too, but dabbing and yoinking and all those things too. So you never know. Yeeting will find its place someday in my heart, I'm sure.
True.
Got to be young with the youngsters, you know.
Exactly. Meanwhile, though, Mitchy boy, he's holding up Matty 50. He's got to get in the circle. Some 2x2. Matty 50, I remember him from the previous games in his barrel sprays. 4x barrel spray, 3x, 2x. He loves this gun, it seems.
He's a laser.
I mean, I respect it. I respect the barrel love. I don't like the gun personally, but I respect that he's using it. And he's doing well, actually, as you can see.
There you go.
He's actually nuts. That's insane.
That's very impressive. 2x spraying with a barrel, not an easy thing to do. And I think once you get as good at it as he does, I mean, every time you're taking M4, you're just going to be pointing in the ground.
Yeah, yeah.
Because you're used to recoil being so much harder, right?
Yeah. Yeah, so you're kind of like just shoot their feet instead.
Yeah, exactly. I guess it's just a getting used to thing. Lush does manage to get back towards the houses. Unfortunately, he's not inside the circle yet. Lush, oh my lord, great damage done. Oh, towards Pax, but now Roth is up close. We should be able to find him. I like the idea of proning rather crouching rather than proning rather than crouching, but unfortunately, not going to be enough to survive. So 3 duos and it's Maddie. Maddie's level is completely camouflaged what he wrote there. 3 duos and Maddie left alive. Final circle we'll get to see in just a short moment. You can see on the map stream there that Pax actually pre-fired the shack. I like that.
Yeah,
Not taking anything for granted. He sprayed like a madman when into it. Just to, I think they know where he is.
Yeah, I think they have a good idea. I think he's kind of
like
I won't really say dead to rights, but they definitely know he's there. So so that's an advantage.
But they don't know if he has a teammate.
True.
That's what they're looking
for.
for.
Did you get the tree wrong? He's like,
no, he's looking for teammates on the other trees.
Maybe.
Like if there's one there, then there's teammate has got to be on the next tree, right? But that's not the case. Maddie does go down. Roth and great shots, and also because they do those, they get gifted themselves for the circle.
Yeah, that's actually Alex Penn's Twitter feed over towards the west. They got that kill as well. So I think they have the most kills in this game. So I think
they should have.
So they're doing really well this game. Solid stuff. They haven't got much cover though now. They've only got a shack and they have to move into the circle. Shankar and Gresser have the majority control in this compound.
Oh, that's the push. Wow. Go. They have 3 smokes. Might want to consider using them.
Oh, Owen Bear's actually returning fire. That's actually from the field there. Jake and Owen Bear, they have angles on this.
Their main issue right now is that they could essentially try and smoke off the window, but it's a big downhill towards the compound and then uphill again. So if they threw a smoke forward, it's going to go downhill and potentially bloom like underneath the window anyway, so it wouldn't really make a difference.
Yeah.
But it seems like they have found some sort of cover with their smokes. Look at that.
Yeah, and they
garbage with level 3 gear as well.
They haven't kept their vehicles either. I mean, they do get to this ridge, which is definitely what you want here.
Oh, it's massive. It's huge.
Sure.
It's huge. Oh, they're crashing.
Oh yeah. It looks like Jake and Owen are going for it. Jake's the first one in the building. They're in the other building just down the hill from this one. So they they'll be the one to sort of screw over Greta and Gatshank at the back here.
They knew the knock was there and they wanted to commit to it early. Throw the nade, close the door, get back into safety. Nade, unfortunately, doesn't really do any damage. Last circle will pop in just a short moment, 35 seconds to go. Of course, with everyone being somewhat centered already, I highly assume that everyone will be in. But for Owen and Jake, should the final circle go somewhat south, they might actually want to not engage and kind of play the waiting game, because then whoever does survive this battle up on the hilltop will have to push down towards him.
Yeah, for sure. Owen Bear and Jake have the majority of the control here in terms of the circle. So it makes sense to not really push the issue at the moment. You don't want to sort of force anything. I mean, I suppose if you do get a knock, I don't think they should push it. I think they should wait for Roth and Pax to push into the building, because they realize that the people in the building. Although as I say that, I mean, Roth does get knocked by a nade from Gatshanker. He's going to flush that as well straight away. Good stuff there. Confirm the kill. So Pax is on his own. He's got M24 in hand, and he's trying to get a knock, it seems.
Yeah, you do not want to overcommit here. Nade's coming inside the house now. Pax might actually be able to get an angle onto Owen. You can see him. He's looking underneath. He's expecting there to be players on the south side, because they did get shot at from the field. So and obviously they heard the vehicles crash towards the compound too. So he must be aware that Owen is somewhere. At least that there is someone around the ridgeline there somewhere.
Yeah. I mean, you can kind of assume that one of the players that's playing that ridge is going to kind of try and flank at least. Owen Bear does spot him out. There we go. Pass goes down. Alex Penn's Twitter feed is third place in this game.
He eliminated Owen and Jake, and now they're in that perfect position where the circle is gonna leave. I mean, at some point, going to exclude this compound, and it will be, in my opinion at least, a big error if they start pushing it now, because all they have to do is wait for them to leave the browse or leave the house. Take that 1 minute, 2 minute extra, and just wait.
The only issues I see with this setup is that Jake and Owen are in no sort of way to sort of trade each other. So if they push out on one side altogether and they they get the knock and the the flush, then it's like they can't do anything about it, isn't it? There's no way of trading or backing off for for your teammates' help. So
True.
it's a risky sort of move to be this split, but at the same time it can work out in terms of you have different angles. You have to make sure that they don't know that you're there.
They might want to throw smokes inside the compound, to be fair, or just throw smokes in the building.
Yeah. You could be right. Yeah, I mean that could obviously screw with their audio as well as well, I guess, as well as cut off the angles to from outside.
Yeah, exactly.
So then they can reposition and possibly catch them off guard. But looks like Greta wants to make some sort of a move that he's gone out, or they've gone outside of the building.
I mean, Owen holds one side, and Jake holds the other. There's nowhere else they can come from. The only thing that can happen to Owen is that someone's in that plank window room type thing and shoots at him. But other than that, they don't really have an option to do anything.
All this where they get a nade right on top, and that's going to be a good nade. That does a lot of damage. Now this, I think at the moment you want to take the risk that you assume that you've done a lot of damage to him. So I think what you want to do is probably just push that, but doesn't seem like they're going to do so. The center of the circle is in the field behind Owen, so it's like they have to push through Jake and Owen to actually get there. And I feel like the first point of contact should be Owen.
The circle is closing in as we speak. Smokes are there, but none being thrown. Owen goes down. Gats find him. Great play on towards the level 3 kid, Owen, but of course he was only at 75% HP. No helmet though. Now for Gatchenka, so he's going to be by himself against Jake. Jake has the angle spotted out by Greater. No kills coming in so far. 1v1 now to finish off the day. Or the game, I guess.
Yeah, that's solid stuff.
Did he vault inside the house?
He goes inside the house. He's kind of trapped himself here, so this is not the play.
Hello?
No, that is not the play, that's for sure.
Hello?
Wow, so Gatchenka does take it, 5 kills. I wasn't expecting that because obviously Owen and Jake had the control and the advantage, and they they could have just played it together and kind of traded efficiently, but
mistakes were made.
Yes,
I think that's the summary of the ending here. Mistakes were made.
Yeah.
Big ones.
Yeah,
they should have won that game. Jake and Owen, they had all that they needed in order to get the win. There were many ways they could have played it. Yes, the nade was greatly thrown, but Owen wasn't ready to hold the angle. He was tunnel visioning that plank window. You got to sit yourself in a position where you can kind of not scope in and just like have your peripheral vision be ready to register which one of the two angles they're going to be peeking from. You know, like where you like zoom out, but look between the two windows.
Yeah.
So you can go to both of them, right? And he got surprised by the nade. Of course, that does happen. But then after that, they don't play together, and they just the whole jumping back into the house thing. I don't really.
Yeah, I feel like they were allowed to nade that because of the fact that they knew where he was, because he was being quite loud out there, and I think that's what you want to do. If you're playing an off angle, you want to make it so they don't know that you're there, so that then they can't pre-nade and all that stuff and pre-fire, whatever. Or they can't double push you, which I was going to say that they might do, but you want to make sure that they don't know you're there, so that you're not at a disadvantage.
Pax found himself 6 kills that game. Might even actually have been 7, but great game for multiple teams up in the top. Sure, there's only going to be one winner of the round, but there were some really, really, really good performances overall from multiple teams. Yeah,
it was solid stuff. I mean, Roth and Pax, even though they came third, they kind of made up in points in terms of kills, and it was an impressive game for sure. They just didn't quite make it in the end towards the house.
Yeah, that was something. Also for Maddie, great spray downs on the on that eastern side. Just wasn't able to really get out of that situation. Unfortunately for him, we will have 5 more games though. Greatly for you guys and for us. 5 more games coming up. Just a moment. Only one of them. Then we'll have a break after that one too. But guys, do me a favor. Stick around. We'll be right back.